Okay, so we have the following problem where we need to find the derivative by definition of the function f of x equals x squared minus 4x plus 2. Okay, so in order to solve this derivative by definition, we need to look at the definition of the derivative. When they are telling you to find a derivative by definition, they are asking you to use the following formula. The formula looks like this. It will be the limit as h approaches 0 of the difference of functions. It will be f of x plus h minus f of x. All of this divided into h, right? This is the definition of the derivative of a function. So in this case, it would be f prime x equals limit as h approaches 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x, all of that divided into h. So in this case, well, the idea is to find these two functions, f of x plus h and f of x. So let's start with f of x, which is the simplest one. F of x is directly the function they provided you with. So it will be x squared minus 4x plus 2. And in order to find f of x plus h, we need to basically substitute x plus h into each of the x's in our original function. So instead of writing x squared, we will just write x plus h, all of that raised to the power of 2, minus 4 times x plus h. Notice that all I did there was substitute x for x plus h. And basically we can right away start simplifying this, right? So we have x plus h equals x plus h times x plus h minus 4 x plus h plus 2, right? So here we do some foiling. So we end up with f of x plus h equals x times x is x squared plus x times h is xh plus h times x is xh as well plus h times h is h squared, right? Minus, we can distribute these 4 into the parentheses. So we have for x minus 4 times h for h. And then we add a 2 there. I went a little fast there, but if you need further explanation on how to fold these two parentheses, just let me know. Okay, so here we have this. We can further simplify this by adding this xh plus xh since they are like terms. So let's just copy this equation, this function, and we have xh plus xh equals 2xh. Now, we cannot further simplify this, so we will leave this function like this. So we have two important functions. F of x equals x squared minus 4x plus 2. Let's highlight it. And we have f of x plus h equals x squared plus 2xh plus h squared minus 4x minus 4h plus 2. Let's highlight it as well. So now we can make use of the derivative, the definition of the derivative, and do the respective substitutions. So we know that f of x plus h is this answer we got here. So we just copy it there instead of this f of x plus h. I'll write it inside parentheses. So you can see that there was a substitution there. So we substituted this for this answer we just got here. And this f of x is substituted for the original function, which was x squared minus 4x plus 2. So let's substitute it here as well. Take this away, just a second. Okay, so there we have our substitution. Basically, this will be our substitution. So now we can go ahead and simplify it. We can get rid of the parentheses. So in this case, let's copy this here. So in this case, we can just get rid of the parentheses here. Nothing will change. But notice we have a negative sign in front of the second parenthesis. This means that this negative sign will affect every term inside the parenthesis. So, for example, this squared, becomes a negative x squared. This plus x, 4x becomes a plus 4x, and this minus 2 becomes, okay, this plus 2 becomes a minus 2. So there we have it. We got rid of the parentheses now. Notice how every sign of the second parenthesis changed because of this negative. So now we can further simplify, right? So let's further simplify this. This x squared we have here can be cancelled with this negative x squared we have here, because x squared minus x squared is 0. So they cancel each other. This minus 4x we have here gets cancelled with this 4x we have here, because 4x minus 4x is 0 as well. This plus 2 gets cancelled with this minus 2, because 2 minus 2 is 0. So in the end, we end up with 2xh plus h squared minus 4h, right? And that will be it, because all of these will get cancelled. So 2xh plus h squared minus 4h. This is what we end up with. So this is a much simpler limit to solve. All we need to do here, we have two paths here. We can either divide each of these terms into h, so we get rid of this h in the denominator, or we can factor the numerator so we can get rid of the h. The idea here is to get rid of the h in the denominator so we can calculate the limit. So in this case, we can simplify our derivative. I'll factor an h out, so we end up with h times 2x plus h minus 4. So this is our factored equation. I took 1h of each of these terms, wrote it outside, and we ended up with this. Okay. So we can divide h into h. So the h in the denominator is cancelled. In this case, we have f prime x, or the derivative of f of x, equals the limit as h approaches 0 of 2x plus h minus 4. Right? So in this case, when evaluating this limit, we can substitute this h equals 0 into this h. So we have f prime x equals 2x plus 0 minus 4. We don't need to write this 0 here because 0 minus 4 is just minus 4. So our derivative is f prime x equals 2x minus 4. And this will be our answer. This is our derivative by definition. So I hope this helps. Don't forget to follow me on my channel, click the like button, and if you need live tutoring, you can click on the link in the comment section.